She said, "If you cannot help my ex, then we cannot get married," after transferring $400,000 from our joint savings to his account without asking. 5 years of saving for our future, gone to fund her ex-boyfriend's lifestyle. So I gave her exactly what she asked for: a life without me. I am Garrett Walsh, 32, senior software engineer here in Austin. My girlfriend Sloan Hartwell, 29, and I have been together 5 years, living together for 3. We have been seriously planning our future: marriage, house, kids, the whole package. We both agreed we wanted to hit $500K in savings before getting married, and we have been disciplined about it. I contribute $3,200 monthly to our joint savings. She puts in $1,800 from her marketing manager's salary. We are at $450K now, so close. I can taste it. We have already started looking at houses in South Austin, even picked out a venue for the wedding. Life felt perfect. Monday morning, I am getting ready for work when my phone buzzes. Bank alert. Account balance $52,347. I stare at it for like 30 seconds thinking it is a glitch. Our balance should be around $450K. I check again, same number. I am sitting in my car outside the bank right now. Hands shaking. 5 years. 5 years of saving every penny, skipping vacations, driving my beat-up Honda while my coworkers bought new cars. Gone. I called the bank thinking we had been hacked. The rep pulls up our account and says, "Sir, this was an authorized withdrawal by the joint account holder. Wire transfer for $400,000 completed Friday afternoon." Which account holder? I ask, even though I already know. Sloan Hartwell, sir. The funds were transferred to an external account belonging to a Damian Cross. Damian, yes. That Damian Cross. Her ex-boyfriend from college. The one she supposedly barely talks to anymore, yet somehow still follows on Instagram. The same guy who keeps slipping into every story she tells about her past. I am supposed to be in a meeting right now, but instead I am having a panic attack in my car. 20 minutes ago I thought I was getting married next year. Now I don't even know if I can make rent. I tried calling Sloan, but it goes straight to voicemail. She texted me this morning saying she had early meetings and would be unavailable. Now I know why. $400,000, our entire future, gone to her ex-boyfriend. Edit. A lot of people are asking why I didn't notice the withdrawal Friday. I typically check our accounts Sunday evening as part of my weekly budget review. Sloan handles the day-to-day monitoring during the week. I trusted her completely. Edit 2. Some people are suggesting this might be identity theft. The bank confirmed it was authorized with her credentials. This was intentional. Update 1: phone's been dead all weekend. Finally got it charged. You guys will not believe what happened when I confronted her. So Friday night, I am sitting in our apartment waiting for Sloan to come home. I had been there since 2 p.m. when I finally left the bank parking lot. Spent the afternoon in a complete daze. Just walking around our place looking at all the things we had bought together. All the plans we had made, the wedding magazines on the coffee table, the house listings printed out and pinned to our corkboard. The vacation fund jar in the kitchen where we had been saving coins for our honeymoon in Italy. It all felt like props from someone else's life. Sloan walks in around 8 p.m. with takeout from Suerte, our favorite Mexican place. She is acting completely normal, asking about my day, talking about some drama with her creative director, complaining about traffic on 35. The audacity of it blew my mind. She is chatting away while setting out tacos like she didn't just destroy 5 years of our lives. "How was your day, babe? You seemed stressed this morning." Stressed, because I had somehow sensed that my girlfriend was about to financially ruin me and I just didn't realize it yet. "Sloan, we need to talk about the bank account." She freezes with a taco halfway to her mouth. Her face goes completely white. For a second, I think she might throw up. "What about it?" $400,000. "Sloan, it is gone. You sent it to Damian Cross." She sets down the food and immediately starts crying. But it is not the guilty, ashamed crying you would expect from someone who just got caught in a massive betrayal. It is angry crying. Defensive crying. Like I am the one who did something wrong by bringing it up. He is desperate, Garrett. His wife is trying to take everything in the divorce. She is being completely vindictive, trying to claim he hid assets, going after his business accounts, even trying to get spousal support when she makes almost as much as he does. The legal fees are crushing him. He needed help, and I couldn't just watch him lose everything. I am sitting there processing this. She is defending him to me. She is making his problems sound like they justify what she did to us. So you gave him our money, without asking me, without even telling me. It is not gone forever. God, Garrett, why are you being so dramatic? Once his divorce settles and he gets his share of their assets, he will pay us back with interest. He has already got a job lined up in Barcelona managing luxury properties for American expats. This is temporary. Temporary. Like our relationship apparently was. Temporary. Sloan. That is our wedding money, our house down payment, our entire future. She jumps up and starts pacing around our living room, gesturing wildly like she is giving a presentation. You make good money. We can save again. It will take a couple extra years, but we are young. Damien is about to lose everything to a vindictive woman who never loved him, who married him for his potential, and now wants to cash out. When this is over and he is settled in Europe, we will get it all back and more. A couple extra years, Sloan. Do you understand what you have done? We have been saving for 5 years to get to this point. You just reset us to zero. Actually, worse than zero, because now I don't trust you. That is when she gets really angry. Starts yelling about how I don't understand, and I am being completely selfish and making this about me when Damien is going through hell. How long have you been talking to him? She gets quiet, looks at the floor. Since January, 8 months. She has been secretly communicating with her ex-boyfriend for 8 months while we are planning our wedding. While we are looking at houses, while I am working overtime to boost our savings faster. He reached out when Sarah filed for divorce. He was broken, Garrett, crying on the phone about how alone he felt, how he couldn't believe someone he loved could be so cruel. I couldn't abandon him. What about abandoning me? What about abandoning us? She whips around and looks at me like I am the crazy one. I didn't abandon you. I am still here. I still love you. But I also care about people who are important to me, and Damien needed help that we could provide without it really hurting us. Without it really hurting us. Are you insane? You just destroyed our entire financial plan. We can make more money, Garrett. But if Damien loses this fight, if Sarah takes everything, his life is over. He will have to start from nothing, at 34. Is that what you want? Do you want me to be the kind of person who could help someone they care about but chooses not to? That is when she said it. The line that ended everything. If you cannot understand why I had to help someone I care about, then maybe we are not ready for marriage. Maybe you are not the kind of partner I thought you were. I stared at this woman I thought I knew. This woman I had been planning to propose to in 3 months when we hit our savings goal. This woman who was acting like I was the unreasonable one for being upset that she had given my life savings to her ex-boyfriend. You are right. We are not. The conversation went on for another hour, but that was the moment our relationship ended. Everything after that was just logistics. She moved out Saturday morning, packed 2 suitcases and a duffel bag like she was going on vacation, said she was staying with a friend until I came to my senses, and remembered what it means to be a supportive partner. I found out from my buddy Marcus that she is actually staying at Damien's temporary apartment downtown. Apparently he is renting a luxury place in the Seahome district, while his divorce gets finalized. Rent's probably $4,000 a month. Wonder who is paying for that. So now I am alone in our apartment, surrounded by wedding magazines and house listings, and all the artifacts of a future that no longer exists. I have been sleeping on the couch because the bedroom still smells like her perfume, and I cannot handle it. Marcus came over Saturday night with beer and pizza. He thinks I should lawyer up immediately. My sister Elena, who is a financial advisor, is flying in from Dallas this weekend to help me figure out my options. She is furious, keeps texting me about financial abuse and conversion of assets. The thing that kills me isn't even the money. As devastating as that is, it is that she looked me dead in the eye and called me selfish for wanting my money back. for being upset that she prioritized her ex's crisis over our relationship, for not being supportive of her decision to financially ruin us to help someone who dumped her 5 years ago. I keep thinking about all those Sunday mornings we spent reviewing our budget, making plans, talking about our future. All those times I worked late or took on extra projects to boost our savings. All those conversations where she would get excited about hitting our goal and finally being able to start real life together. Was she already talking to Damien during those conversations? Was she already planning to give him our money while she was kissing me goodnight and telling me she loved me? I feel like I never really knew her at all. Update 2. Just got back from my lawyer's office. Also got some interesting news about Damien that changes everything. Elena flew in from Dallas this weekend, like she promised. Having a financial advisor for a sister comes in handy when your life implodes. She spent Saturday morning going through all our accounts, documenting the paper trail, and building a timeline of contributions versus withdrawals. She is methodical as hell, had spreadsheets printed out within 2 hours showing exactly how much I had contributed to that account. $192,000 over 5 years versus Sloane's contributions, $108,000. This is theft, Garrett. Clear as day, she said, while highlighting numbers with her yellow marker. Sloane cannot just unilaterally decide to loan out joint assets to her ex-boyfriend. That is not how joint accounts work legally. Elena hooked me up with Brielle Montgomery, a financial litigation attorney she has worked with on some of her clients' messy divorces. Brielle specializes in cases where one partner misappropriates shared funds. Apparently it happens more than you would think. We met with Brielle Monday morning. Her office is in downtown Austin, one of those glass towers with views of Lady Bird Lake. She is sharp as hell, mid-40s, probably charges $500 an hour, worth every penny. She reviewed Elena's documentation and the bank records I had printed out. We are filing for breach of fiduciary duty, conversion, and unjust enrichment, Brielle explained. When two people have a joint account with an understanding about how the funds will be used, one party cannot just decide to give that money to a third party for their own personal reasons. That violates the trust relationship. The bank records told the entire story. On Friday afternoon, at exactly 3:47 p.m., Sloane initiated 3 separate wire transfers from our joint account. The first was a $250,000 retainer to Kellerman and Associates, Damien S. divorce attorneys. The second sent $100,000 to an account labeled D-Cross Temporary Living Expenses. And the last transfer, $50,000, went straight to American Express, clearing Damien S. credit card debt in full. So much for this being just about legal fees. She basically funded the guy's entire lifestyle while he goes through his divorce. This is actually helpful for our case, Brielle said. If this was truly a loan with expectation of repayment, she would have had him sign a promissory note, set up payment terms, maybe even charged interest. Instead, she just gave him a blank check. That suggests this was more about her emotional attachment than any rational financial decision. Brielle says, I have a strong case, but recovery could take 12-18 months. And there is no guarantee Damien hasn't already spent some of it. She is working on getting a court order to freeze his assets before he can move more money around. Turns out the guy's been pretty slick about shuffling funds between accounts. But here is where it gets really interesting. Marcus did some digging through his network this weekend. Austin tech scene is small. Everyone knows everyone, and Marcus has connections everywhere from his years at various startups. Damien Cross isn't just some poor guy getting screwed over in a divorce. This dude has a pattern. Marcus's friend who works at Keller Williams knows Damien professionally. Apparently he has been struggling for years. Makes decent commissions when the market's hot. But he is terrible with money. Lives way above his means, always driving the newest car, always talking about his next big deal that never quite materializes. But the real kicker? This isn't his first time using a woman to solve his money problems. Marcus tracked down Damien's ex-girlfriend from before he met his wife. Her name's Christina. She is a nurse practitioner here in Austin. Marcus got her number through a friend of a friend. I know this sounds sketchy, but we needed to know what we were dealing with. Christina agreed to meet us for coffee Sunday afternoon. She is 35, seems really grounded and smart. When Marcus explained what happened to me, her face just fell. "Oh God, not again," she said. I was wondering if he had moved on to someone new. Turns out Christina loaned Damien $80,000 in 2019 to help him start his own real estate brokerage. He had this whole business plan, showed her projections, promised her she would be a partner in the business. She liquidated her 401k early, paid the penalties, gave him everything. The business never existed. He used the money to pay off debts and fund his lifestyle while he was dating his now wife, Sarah. When Christina started asking questions about repayment, he ghosted her. When she threatened legal action, he declared bankruptcy and moved to Dallas for 6 months until things cooled down. He is a predator, Christina told us. He targets women who are financially stable and emotionally vulnerable, makes them feel special, like they are saving him. Then he disappears once he gets what he needs. She still has all the text messages where he promised to pay her back as soon as the business takes off. Screenshots of him begging for money, saying he was desperate and had nowhere else to turn. The same manipulation tactics he used on Sloan. Marcus's friend who knows Damien's soon-to-be ex-wife filled in more of the story. The divorce is real, but Damien's not the victim he is pretending to be. Sarah filed for divorce because she found out about his pattern of financial manipulation. Apparently, she discovered he had been hitting up ex-girlfriends for money throughout their marriage. The vindictive wife trying to take everything? That is Sarah trying to protect herself from a man who has been lying about money for years. She is not asking for spousal support. She just wants to make sure he cannot hide assets or stick her with his debts. And the job in Barcelona, total fiction. Damien's never even been to Europe. Marcus found his LinkedIn. He has been bouncing between real estate agencies here in Texas for the past 5 years, leaving each one after a year or two when his performance tanks. So Sloan didn't just betray me financially. She got played by a professional con artist who saw her coming from a mile away. But here is the plot twist that changes everything for me. Remember how I mentioned I am a senior software engineer? Well, I have been getting recruited pretty heavily lately by companies in Silicon Valley and Europe. The European opportunities especially have been tempting because of the quality of life and the chance to work on different types of projects. Last month I got an offer from a consulting firm in Amsterdam, 18-month contract, $180,000 per year, about $195 KUSD, all relocation expenses covered, and the experience would set me up for principal engineer or engineering manager roles when I get back to the States. I turned it down because of Sloan, because of our plans, because we were so close to our savings goal, because I thought we were building something together that was worth more than career advancement. Well, guess what? I called them yesterday. Position still open. They have been having trouble finding senior engineers with my specific background in fintech and blockchain integration. I fly out Thursday for final interviews and to see their Amsterdam office. The recruiter, Marta, sounds confident. It is just a formality. We have wanted you since our first conversation, she said. This is about making sure you want us too. And honestly, I do want them. For the first time in days, I felt excited about something. The idea of starting fresh in a completely new place, working on cutting-edge projects, making more money than I have ever made. It sounds like exactly what I need. Sloan showed up at my apartment Sunday night while Elena was still there. She had been crying for hours, makeup everywhere, looking like a complete mess. Started begging me to understand that she made a mistake, and that Damien doesn't appreciate what she sacrificed for him. He barely talks to me anymore, Garrett. Says I am being too clingy and expecting too much. He is acting like the money was just business, like it didn't mean anything. I almost felt sorry for her. Almost. Elena didn't. You gave him $400,000 of Garrett's money, and now you are upset that he is not grateful enough. Are you hearing yourself? Sloan turned to me with those red, puffy eyes. I chose wrong. I see that now. Cannot we fix this? Cannot we go back to how things were? There is nothing to fix. Sloan, you showed me exactly who you are and what I mean to you. Now I am showing you what you mean to me. But I love you. I have always loved you. Damien was just. I felt sorry for him. I made a mistake. You didn't make a mistake. You made a choice. You chose him over me, over us, over 5 years of our lives. And now you want me to console you because he is treating you like a bank instead of a girlfriend. She kept calling and texting all week. I have blocked her number, but she is using mutual friends' phones now. Elena thinks I should document everything in case I need a restraining order. The thing is, I don't even feel angry anymore. I feel relieved. Like I dodged a bullet I didn't even see coming. If Sloane could do this to me after 5 years together, what would she have done after we were married, after we had kids, after our lives were even more intertwined? Amsterdam is looking better every day. Sometimes the best revenge is just moving forward. I will update after the interviews and when the legal stuff starts moving forward. Final update writing this from my apartment in Jordan, Amsterdam. It has been 8 months since I posted here, and I figured you guys deserved a final update on how everything played out. The interviews went perfectly. Flew back from Amsterdam on a Thursday and had a job offer by Friday morning. The company, Nexus Digital Solutions, specializes in fintech infrastructure for European banks. The team is brilliant. Engineers from all over the world working on problems I had only dreamed of tackling back in Austin. I accepted the offer immediately and was on a plane to Amsterdam 3 weeks later. One suitcase, my laptop, and Elena's promise to handle the legal proceedings while I was gone. Sometimes running towards something new is the same as running away from something toxic. The legal mess finally ended last month after 7 exhausting months. We recovered $185,000 in a settlement. Not everything, but enough to rebuild from. Damien's assets were frozen before he could move more offshore, and his supposed expenses turned out to be lies. Most of my money had gone to his credit cards, his luxury apartment, and a new BMW, the classic con artist move. Spend other people's money to look successful. Brielle, my lawyer, was incredible. She kept me updated constantly, and when Damien's attorney claimed the money was a gift, she shut it down instantly with documents showing my shared financial plans and contributions. A gift implies consent, she told the court. Mr. Walsh never agreed to these transfers and was actively deceived. Damien's counterclaim about harassment went nowhere once Christina testified about his past scams. Real justice came outside the courtroom. Sloane's life collapsed soon after I left for Amsterdam. Marcus texted me updates she lost her marketing job 3 months later, couldn't focus, cried in meetings, obsessed over messages from Damien. Eventually, her boss fired her. With no money left, she moved back to her parents' house in Dallas, now working part-time at Target. Her LinkedIn still says marketing manager, but that ended half a year ago. Meanwhile, Damien finished his divorce but never went to Europe. The Barcelona job was fake. He didn't even have a passport. Once the transfers cleared, he ghosted Sloane completely. She's too clingy, he told a friend. I never asked her to ruin her life for me. Now he's dating a 24-year-old influencer, probably using what's left of my money on handbags and fine dining. Sloane keeps trying to reach me emails, letters, messages through Elena. One letter was 5 pages of apologies, all about how she was manipulated and learned what love really means. Still no real accountability, just self-pity dressed as remorse. I told Elena to return all future mail unopened. Amsterdam has been everything I needed. I live in a renovated 17th-century canal house in Jordan, exposed brick, big windows, 10 minutes by bike to the office. My new job's challenging in all the right ways, and I am learning more than ever. I've joined a cycling club, started learning Dutch, and even date casually without pressure. My company extended my contract and offered visa sponsorship. Austin feels like a closed chapter. Sometimes Elena sends me screenshots of Sloane's posts, cryptic quotes about growth and self-love from her childhood bedroom, while Damien still flaunts luxury on Instagram. But I don't feel angry anymore. Just free. Sloane showed me who she really was before I married her, before a mortgage, before kids. Losing that money forced me to rebuild my life around what I actually want: adventure, challenge, growth, not just comfort. The $400K she stole became my liberation fund. I used the settlement to start over, and now I earn more than ever. She chose someone who saw her as a wallet over someone who saw her as a partner. That's her burden to carry. Sometimes the best revenge isn't revenge at all, it's moving on and living well.